Well, howdy, folks. It's that time. I let some stuff accumulate. And so I think it's time we go through and see what's in the collection now. So let's roll the intro and we'll get right into it. Welcome to my channel. This is Kevin K. Dog Cook. Yeah, this time we're going to take a look and see what's in the collection. I had a difficulty remembering what I had shown because there's been so much in the past month or so. I've forgotten, have I shown this? Have I shown this? Have I shown this? And I apologize if I'm showing some of this stuff again. I do apologize, but the first title is Step Brothers. Picked this up last week, or if not a couple weeks ago, as part of the Best Buy Upgrade and Save, and trading in some old DVDs. Getting Step Brothers. I had seen this movie. My brother had bought it. Very funny. It was a different take for what this duo had done, actually meaning Will Ferrell and Adam McKay, because they had Anchorman, and then they had Talladega Nights, and this was the third film, being they just went all out and went to the extremes and made an R-rated comedy, and it was very funny, even though it is very immature. I do find myself laughing at it. Next up is last week's movie of the week, and I've already shown this off. The original Muppet Movie, The Nearly 35th Anniversary Edition. Now, this actually is surprisingly good. The transfer, I think. Disney basically got the rights from Sony, and they just took their transfer, but they did a really good job preserving that transfer, preserving the film, and it has the original Sony DVD features on here, along with some brand new features. Like there's a whole intermission thing. When you hit pause, it goes into an intermission segment. Now, that being said, I know this is a DVD and Blu-ray update. Most of this is Blu-rays, but I had to squeeze this in because I just showed you the nearly 35th anniversary edition of the Blu-ray of the Muppet Movie. Well, guess what? Disney has also put out the original soundtrack. So if you're a fan of the movie and you like the music in it, be watching out especially Walmart. They had this for $10, and it is basically a reprint of the original soundtrack album. It has been restored and just re-released on the Walt Disney Records label. Originally, this was released by Atlantic Records, so yeah, sorry. Moving along, I picked this up. I have yet to actually see this movie, and this, of course, was a big nomination for the Oscars, and it's Les Miserables. This, of course, is they also, when this movie came out, they also put out the original film that came out back in the 90s with Liam Neeson in it, which I've yet to see. But this is the Hugh Jackman, Anne Hathaway, Russell Crowe film. Next up, and this is surprising to people that I have never owned this on DVD or I've never owned this on Blu-ray until now. Independence Day. Yeah, the classic Roland Emmerich film starring Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, and who else is in it? Randy Quaid and Harvey Fierstein. Actually, speaking of Roland Emmerich, I also spotted this because this just his movies are cheese fest. They're not great, spectacular, well-made movies, but they're big, huge special effects movies, and they're just movies that you go in and put your brain in the underneath your seat for about 2 hours. And I got a double feature of 2012 and Godzilla. Now, I'd never seen 2012. I've heard mixed things. But Godzilla I did see. I saw it in the theater when it originally played back in 1998. And at the time, I thought it was a cool movie because it was huge, big special effects movie, even though it was critically panned. And it is a ridiculous movie, but I enjoyed it just for being a big special effects movie, and I rented it several times. Next up is actually a TV miniseries, and I've been wanting to pick this up for quite some time, just never got around to it. Hatfields and the McCoys. This was the History Channel miniseries that they did last fall, I believe. Yeah, last fall, and it has Kevin Costner and Bill Paxton. Directed by the man who did Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, out of all people. It is a long. They almost classified this as a film, but it's actually a miniseries. It's like 4 parts. It spans on 2 Blu-rays, and it actually does go into deep detail what happened with the Hatfields and the McCoys and why that feud is so legendary. And to wrap this up, they did settle the whole feud. And what's interesting is that the Hatfields and the McCoys' descendants still meet to this day, and they have a they have a big celebration, and they actually get together and they compete against each other rather than actually killing each other. They're actually competing in games like tug of war and things like that in their home state. It's kind of like a family reunion like thing. Trying to keep my pile in order. Next up is another double feature, and this is a Universal football double feature. And it's Friday Night Lights and The Express. I've never seen The Express, but I have seen Friday Night Lights. No, this is not the TV show Friday Night Lights. This is the Billy Bob Thornton film, which the TV show is based off of. And I actually kind of liked Friday Night Lights as a movie. Again, I have yet to see The Express. The way it looks, it's kind of, judging by what I'm seeing, it looks like kind of a Remember the Titans, type of football story, inspiring football story. Again, I can't remember if I showed this or not, but it's G.I. Joe Retaliation. Yeah, this is the PG-13, the PG-13 cut, the version that was released in the theater. Not that great of a movie. I I enjoyed this one a lot better than I did the first one, but not much. It's just a cheeseball movie. It fits right in with Michael Bay. It really does. Now the next three, I ended up upgrading. I traded in all my DVDs because this has the DVD copies in them, and it's all three of the Pirates of the Caribbean films. Let's see here. Here's the first one, here's the second one, and here's the third one. Now, this one and this one I was able to pick up at Best Buy. I had to go somewhere else to get Dead Man's Chest because they only had two. And this again was part of the upgrade and save, and not a bad deal for, they're $10 or just they're $10 or $11 depending on where you go, and I think that's a pretty decent price for being these are Disney titles, and these are not cheap. But these are actually cheap. They're $10 for some reason. Now from here on out is new titles that have been added to my collection. They definitely are new. I just got them this past couple days. We have Raging Bull, starring Robert De Niro, directed by Martin Scorsese. Star Trek The Motion Picture. And of course, I am keeping my DVD edition because, main reason being that this is the original theatrical cut. The version that is released on the DVD version I have is the director's cut that came out in like 2001. And unfortunately, that cut is a better version. However, it will not see the light of day on Blu-ray because the updated effects in the film, they did not do in high definition. They only did them in standard definition. However, the original movie, the original cut, they were able to restore. They were not able to restore the director's cut. Plus, the director's cut has some nifty features on the DVD that's not on that one. So, this is actually my first official Criterion pickup. Curious Case of Benjamin Button, $5 at Walmart. Braveheart, which is a big upgrade. This is a 2-disc edition. I've yet to sit down and watch this. I have the standard edition DVD, and I really enjoyed the movie, but I really wanted some bonus features. Couple of Jim Carrey titles. The Mask, also $5 at Walmart. Dumb and Dumber, the unrated version, also $5. And finally, my last pickup, the 40th anniversary edition to Fiddler on the Roof. I've always wanted to kind of watch this movie. I know it's a long movie. I saw like the first 15 minutes of it in high school because we were actually reading the book that this whole production is based on. And it's an entertaining musical for the most part, and it's just an enjoyable film. Well, that does it for this DVD and Blu-ray collection update. Stay tuned for the movie of the week. It's not of any of these, actually. It's actually a title I've had in my collection for since I began collecting DVDs. Matter of fact, it is a title I have upgraded to Blu-ray, but it's a movie that it's on a love-hate meter, and I would like to discuss it. But from me to you, see you later.